Here with defensive lineman Leonard Williams. Leonard, you've officially been able to get to know new defensive coordinator Gregg Williams a little bit. What is his style like defensively on the field?
I love his style. He flies around with a bunch of energy. He's, really enthusiastic. And, one person I compare him to all the time is Coach Ogeron, just because he was one of my favorite coaches growing up and in college. And the reason why he was one of my favorites is because he was so fired up all the time that it brought the fire out of me. Like when I see my coach fired up, I'm like, yeah, let's go. So it's cool to see that out of Gregg too.
As a lineman, why is it so important to have that energy and have someone bring that out of you?
It's important because obviously you want it to come from yourself sometimes, but it's good to have it from your coach, from someone who's not on the field with you, but is also bringing that fire and bringing that energy and bringing that competitive edge. You know what I mean? It's every period he's like, man, this is our period. You know what I mean? So it's it kind of trickles down to the rest of the defense when your head guy has that type of mentality.
Leo, you're close with new Jets defensive lineman Gregg Williams. What do you think a young player like him can bring to this defense?
I think he'd bring a lot. I mean, he's a great player. Obviously, we drafted him high, and so far he's been dealing with something that has been restricting him from being on the field. But at the same time, seeing him in the classroom is also impressive. He knows everything he's doing, even though he hasn't been on the field much. So that goes to show that he's paying attention, even though he's not on the field. And I was saying earlier that that's something that a vet would do. So it's impressive to see a young guy that way. So I'm excited about him.
Speaking of vets, you are a veteran now, and him being a rookie coming into his first season, what is your relationship like? Because we've seen in the past how you guys have worked out together and how he's even talked about looking up to you.
Yeah, I thought it was funny when I first met him. We were at Mamba Academy training together, and when he first seen me, asked me for a picture. He's like, man, I look up to you, bro. And I was just like, wait, what? This kid's about to go third overall. But it's pretty funny to see that because I still feel so young sometimes, and I don't always feel like a vet because I'm young, but at the same time, it's cool to have a younger guy come in and look up to me, and I'm able to coach him up on some things, and he has his own skills and attributes obviously, and I have my own, but at the same time just bringing him in as making him feel comfortable.
Leo, you've talked about in the past how you've been double-teamed continuously. Now, what makes you excited about this new defensive scheme that Gregg Williams is going to bring that might possibly help open up the game for you a little bit more?
What I love about him is right now he's keeping it simple, obviously, just because we're learning the defense. So he's just trying to make us be able to think fast and not have too much on our plate. But I feel like once he figures out everybody's skills and attributes, he's going to be able to move us around on blitzes, put us in the best position as possible to make plays, and I'm really excited about it.
The Jets obviously brought back defensive lineman Henry Anderson. What makes you excited to have him on the line with you again?
Goose is my boy. We all call him Goose if y'all didn't know. And I'm excited about him just because I feel like we have a pretty cool connection. We're friends at this point, so I feel like having that off the field connection kind of helps translate when you're on the field, because we're able to do a small signal or just a way we look at each other or something like that, and we can figure out what we're talking about without giving it away to the offense, and so it kind of translates having that camaraderie off the field and transition to the field, and I was trying to say that that's really important for the team as a whole, and our defensive line and outside linebackers have been hanging out a lot, and having that camaraderie is really important for a team.
Leo, what is one thing that you were really focusing on this offseason that you wanted to better yourself for this coming 2019 season?
I think just overall power all around my whole body, balance, understanding, what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, and just trying to make a particular toolbox that I can use on the field. And I've been doing a lot of jiu-jitsu and stuff like that when I was after workouts, and learning how to do that, it just helped me with my leverage and balance and where my power comes from and stuff like that. So I think overall it just helps me when I'm engaged with a lineman on where I could press them and where my leverage is coming from. So I think it helped a lot.